Hello everybody! Welcome to the latest episode of It Came From... The Backlog. And tonight I am joined by the magnanimous, the amazing, the mysterious, and, for tonight, quite plushy Noted Guru. How are you doing, Dan?
Fantastic. Unabridged. Oh, look at this, Daymare. I'm so excited you're finally going to play this thing.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get back to it, because, I got to try it for, a half second, and then there was some work thing, and just... It's very rare that you see a fan game make it to release, let alone actually as its own commercial product.
It is kind of crazy, right? I mean, in a way, this is the 50 Shades of Grey of Resident Evil.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And I do love that
we're going to remake Resident Evil 2, and then they couldn't get the rights to remake Resident Evil 2. So they're like, screw it, we're making our own game.
Well, I love that
Resident Evil 2.
It goes even a little deeper because, Capcom actually had to reach out to them and be like, look, we really appreciate what you're doing here. We're already doing it. Don't tell anyone.
I know, it's so embarrassing because I enjoyed Daymare when I played it. It's got jank issues. It's clearly an indie production, but it's got a lot of heart and it's really well made. And it's just the actual Resident Evil 2 remake is such a magnificent accomplishment that this can't help but pale in comparison, sadly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on a limb and suggest you play this bad boy on easy.
Oh. That hard, huh?
Already picked?
No, it lets you go back.
Okay, good. Just trust me on that one.
Gotcha.
There's gonna be a lot less pain later on.
Yes, I would like to
Now,
see
hey,
Man in the HUD.
Maybe you love retro difficulty in Resident Evil games. I'm not a fan. Whenever one of those new Resident Evil games comes out, I play that bad boy on easy the first time, unlock everything I can, and then go back for the harder difficulties.
Yeah, that was...
You know what? I've enjoyed it every single time.
Yeah, that's how I played Dead Space back in the day when I was first getting into it, and it got me up to the point that I could play hardcore.
Nice. Very nice indeed. Ah, yes. You're starting out right at the raid on the base. This it's interesting. It's like it's Resident Evil, a Resident Evil fan game is made by people who were really ticked that Hunk never got his own spin-off.
Yeah, and I know that Capcom loves to tease that. They even teased, Lady Hunk with Revelations, and it just was like, it's just Hunk, but in a skirt. And they're still like, yep. Yes, but it's more Hunk!
I know, right? Oh, can I turn up my microphone? Of course I can. Alright, there we go. So yes, it's weird because it's like we got, the dire, we got that stuff in Revelations, we got the dire umbrella Operation Raccoon City, right? And then, guys, we just want a game about Hunk. Is it really that hard for you to understand? That's what we've been demanding this entire time. Oh, but yeah, I gotta say, these guys really get the Resident Evil 90s aesthetic.
Oh, the melodrama here is just, this is peak Capcom.
It is off the charts, Capcom. They get the whole global conspiracy, evil corporations, guys who all live in Magneto's cell from the end of the first X-Men movie.
Even this voice acting.
Their references are nice and clear. Oh, God, yeah. No, the voice acting is very much so.
I feel like I stepped into Resident Evil 5 again.
I know, right? That is very much the vibe. Spoiler alert. Well, this isn't really spoiler alert, because I'm sure you played it too. The Daymare 1994 demo?
I did not play it, but I know that my coworker Thomas did, and those watching can catch his preview on the main site.
Nice. They should check it out. I gotta say, it is damn good.
Yeah, that's what...
I didn't know what to expect, and you know what? This game has its issues, most of which seem to have been completely resolved in the upcoming prequel.
Awesome. That's fantastic to hear.
Oh yeah, I was kind of blown away. It's weird because you're introduced to playing a character who has superpowers, like a, which is very off-brand for the series. Not that off-brand for Resident Evil these days, though. But anyway, she's got like this cryo suit that can freeze enemies, and basically like all of the game's puzzles and most of the combat are built around the cryo suit being the key thing you have to worry about. And so at first you're like, what the hell am I doing? This doesn't feel like Resident Evil anymore. But honestly, once you get into it, it plays spectacularly well. Ah, yes. The evil Hexacore Corporation.
I mean, who could have seen anything going wrong with a company named Hex?
I know, right?
I mean,
Who could have imagined they would be evil, right?
yeah, I mean, everyone knows that when Jonah Hex got into corporate America, he only set out to do the best things possible.
Exactly. Now that's a name you can trust. The Hexacore Corporation. Oh, God. So wonderfully evil.
I love also the pun there with his name literally being Leave. It's just like, yes, yeah, we're going to make sure that you know that he's this almost undead yet alive man, at least in terms of
Fun
soul.
fact. Yeah, no, he's a monster. Don't get me wrong. But fun fact, named after popular actor Liev Schreiber, of Ray Donovan fame, who of course is more relevant to the fans of like the makers of this game, Scream 2 and Phantoms fame. That's right. There are extensive once you get to the city, like there's almost none of the unbelievably frequent pop culture references here in the opening sequence. But once you get to the city section, it's just like everywhere you turn is a reference to some piece of pop culture. Can't get away from it. There are flux capacitors pinned to walls. There are license plates with THX 1138 on them. And there are so many references to Scream, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah, so big fans of 90s horror, these guys.
I'll say this,
Yeah.
they really like sand for some reason as a coding thing. They've got Sandman here, they've got Sandcastle from 1994.
Yep. Yeah, it's a weird theme with them.
Yeah,
And I don't know what digs into that. Except for, I guess, the Sandman and the ephemerality of sandcastles, of course, will be a theme about the destruction of the previous corporation. I have to assume.
I mean, I at least get it here because, enter Sandman.
Yeah, exactly. Makes perfect sense here. All right, you're into the game. Fun fact, game actually has a complex loading system. Probably more complex than it requires. You know those systems where it's like you actually have to like load your magazines and such?
Mm-hmm.
It's got one of those. So be prepared is all I'm saying. To be futzy with the guns. They'll teach you how to use it now. Yeah. Or Wolverine. Hey Jason, hey James. Jason and James have both dropped by to say hello.
Hello, James is our founder and Jason is our editor-in-chief.
Oh, well, great to meet you guys. Thanks for having me here on the show. All right. I assume you're learning how to play the game. Obviously, I can't turn on the audio because that'd get real confusing for me real fast.
Yep, they're giving all the basic tutorials, and I'm walking along, doing my best Resident Evil Revelations impression. I'm being reminded a lot of Revelations, is what I'm saying.
Honestly, like, the reason I feel a little sorry for these guys about how much Resident Evil 2 Remake came along and blew this out of the water is this actually looks really good.
Oh yeah, for a fan game, this is incredible.
No, I mean, the lighting effects they manage in this game, the worlds they build, it's a gorgeous game. It can't compete with Capcom Resident Evil engine. And like this game's only real sin is it doesn't have this giant budget, but for a fan game, it's one of the best looking fan games I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think the only part that really doesn't click is the eyes, and eyes are one of the hardest things to do even in the AAA space.
Oh God, yeah. I think we all don't we all remember? Speaking of Resident Evil, when Resident Evil Remake came out on the GameCube, and everyone's like, "What is wrong with Jill's dead eyes?" Best model you've ever seen, and these dead eyes that are staring through your soul. Oh, I loved it. Okay.
Wow, Discount Hunk, you really need to get in shape. That's how long you could sprint?
Yeah, he does not have the greatest stamina. I'll say that about him. A wonderful character, though. And yeah, this whole opening sequence, I think it's interesting because it really is just about teaching you how to interact with puzzles and how to move around and how to do your inventory and how to do combat. And it does a pretty good job, although there is, if I remember correctly, there's one puzzle that just sucks right here at the start. And I'm not saying it's going to make you angrily quit the game and move on to your second game. But that's not impossible, that's going to wind up happening. See if you can figure it out better than I did, because I remember it taking me a while.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Did you check it? Did you see the ridiculous name there of the character?
Al Powell.
Yeah. It's Reginald Vell Johnson in Die Hard.
Gotcha.
Again, every character, might be an exaggeration, but basically every character in the game is named after something popular culture that these guys liked. I actually put out, this is true, I put out a 14-minute video. It was just me listing off all of the references I can find, and I don't even think I got all of them in 14 minutes. There's how deep does this thing go? At one point you can on the side of a road there is a car from a truck moving what's the word I'm looking for? A carnival. From a carnival going from town to town, like a truck. And if you look at the name on the side of it, it's the carnival that had the train that Indiana Jones ran on top of in the Young Indiana Jones part of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Ooh, lad, I remember when we were discussing the weird Easter eggs you encounter in, say, Fear 3 and that, where it's the grocery store having some Ghostbusters products, but yeah, I would not off the top of my head know the name of that circus.
Well, no, I mean, it's just because I'm a ridiculous Indiana Jones super fan that I recognized it. And that's why I say, I guarantee there's stuff in this game that is referenced that I'm not even getting the references to. Yeah, that is how deep these references go. How many people... I just happen to be a nerd who read a lot of Dean Koontz novels. How many people are going to see a piece of graffiti on the wall, right, and have it say, "The Ancient Enemy," and be immediately able to say, "Oh, well, that's obviously a reference to Phantoms." Terrible Ben Affleck movie Phantoms.
Oh,
wherein a giant amoeba that thinks that it's the devil, long story, is messing with a town in the Pacific Northwest, and only Ben Affleck can stop it.
Well, I guess we now know what his Batman movie would have been about.
Okay, you joke, but that would have been awesome. I'd be there for that.
Coffee. Now I'm reminded of saving my game in Evil Within 2.
Oh, right. God, I never got very far into Evil Within 2. Actually starting, my viewers requested I play Evil Within, so I'm going to be starting Evil Within tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. So I'm finally going to finish Evil Within, and then if they want me to play Evil Within 2, guess I'm finally going to play Evil Within 2. I got hung up halfway through the first Evil Within. Never finished it, so I've got to restart so I can remember, anything about the story.
That's pretty fair. The first half kind of gets you in a lurch like that. That's the weirdest part about it, is that it just...
Yeah.
It struggles a lot and bounces around, but once you get past that point, yeah, the match system and everything, the matches are the thing that I miss most from the first Evil Within, because, the second one is, no arguments, it is the better game, but regardless, it's still kind of a shame that the Evil Within 2 dropped some of the particular weirdness of the first one.
Right. Well, they tried to more mainstream it after the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Make it like available to the Resident Evil fans in a way that the first one, I guess, isn't really.
Oh yeah, the first
Really
one is so many things all at once.
Well, I always think of it on a base level as being Capcom trying to do Silent Hill, but of course, it's a lot more and a lot weirder than that.
Which is all the
It's
more
such a strange game.
all the more surreal given that Resident Evil 7 kind of is almost Silent Hill. Almost.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of that in there, and I mean, they full on in Resident Evil Village did the whole Silent Hill sequence. They did a tribute to Silent Hill: The Room. Not The Room, oh my god. Silent Hills. At the wonderful Silent Hills thing. Their move, when you go to the House of Dolls. Ooh, a note to trainee. You're learning how to play the game in the most awkward way possible.
Oh, so this is for the puzzle?
I think this is for the puzzle. I'm going to have to full screen it so I can read this as well in case you need my help.
Places like this naturally enjoy state-of-the-art computer systems and machinery that go well beyond the scope of most technicians. Lucky for you, the thermoelectric generators, although extremely powerful, are very simple to use via an interface.
That's the puzzle you're going to do later.
The only real hurdle you'll come across is the odd time when a power outage occurs. In this situation, all you need to do is find a PC to check which areas are shorted out, as indicated by a flashing red dot. Unfortunately, the repair process isn't automatic, so you'll have to restore power manually using the power control panel to bypass the areas marked in red, which will turn green if you are successful. Excuse me.
Sounds easy enough. Luckily, this one you can actually read. The game's... I'm not going to say it's the biggest problem, but one of the game's biggest problems is it does a thing that... see, here's the... now you have to get it to the right places.
I see.
And there's the power things on the wall. One thing that the game does that's unbelievably frustrating is it's got that thing where... And God, how long has it been since games actually did this? Where instead of giving you a text document when you open it, you have to, and this is true, go to a website and type in a code to read the text documents.
What?
Like it's like Destiny all over again.
Oh my goodness.
Some bad design. It's probably my least favorite thing about the game, except for one of the boss fights. Not gonna sour you on the game by revealing which boss fight, though.
All right, so okay, can you just toggle these? All right, let's see here. All right, so there's power in RH, SR, SS. Who made two separate sections also be both named SR?
I think one of those is SA.
No, those are both SR.
Those are both R's? Oh,
those are both R's. And there's an SS, an LA, CR, CA, and RH. Okay. Well, closest to where we are right now would be CD and OF. So...
Remember to pull it. Thanks. Super helpful, guys.
Yeah, it's server room and security room.
Oh, God, it is. How could I forget that it's even worse than I thought it was? Yeah, I'm just going to say their puzzle design is not at the level of the rest of their game design.
Yeah, this is quite a way to, open
the real
things.
bad puzzle, and it's literally the first thing you do in the game. They're not leading on their best foot, let's just say that. Like, you start getting into the conspiracy plot and exploring places and like doing errands for a mad scientist.
Oh wait, we can
like,
skip.
There's some good stuff in this.
They patched this.
Skip? You can skip the puzzle?
Wow, someone must have complained enough times. Okay.
Well, I wasn't very kind to the puzzles in my reviews. Oh my god, you can skip the puzzles. Oh, okay. I already loved these guys. Now I love them more. Are you kidding me? This is fantastic. That's right, zombies. I don't watch out for those zombies. Did I not warn you that there were going to be zombies in this game? That's on me. I probably should have told you that there were going to be zombies in this game.
You know, I had a suspicion.
Okay, so it's not... You weren't completely taken by surprise by the presence of the zombies in this zombie game. Gotcha.
I mean...
Good to know.
Yeah, realistically, just, you know, it's like there was a chance. There was a slight chance. I, for one...
pretty good chance there were going to be zombies at some point.
I was expecting embarrassment ninjas, but, you know, this gritty reimagining of Kim Possible is just going in a different direction.
Oh my god. Oh, the good people of Hades. I say, I mean, it's a better name than BSAA. I don't remember what Hades stands for, I will say that. I'm sure they have a preposterous acronym there, but I don't remember what it is.
I remember actually having to write it up for our news post on the demo for Sandcastle, and it being so peculiar. Is there anything in here?
Hexacorp armed, something, espionage security or something ridiculous like that. I feel like they're called Hexacorp just so they could have the Hades acronym. Makes sense. Here's how deep they're like. There's a place when you get to the city where you'll go to like a corner and it will just be a completely recreated alley from Resident Evil 3, right down to like the graffiti and the random objects lying on the ground.
That's dedication.
Tributes in this are bonkers. Yes. All right, you're well on your way.
Okay, it sounded like he said the fried elevator. I'm concerned.
Okay. The voice acting is not the greatest part of this game.
We'll say that. I don't know why you'd fry an elevator. I have concerns. Like, is this to distract the zombies so that they chew on the metal?
Oh, do you think zombies prefer things to be deep fried? That is not my experience with zombies.
They're American zombies. It's possible.
There you go. Oh god, it's weird. There are literally two. What was the strange one though? There's some deeply like just weird references in this. They're like, let's put in a reference to The Firm. Okay.
Like I know that exists because there was. I think it was like a dentist's office for some reason that had that on VHS, but yeah, I'm not sure how many like people playing survival horror right now are going to remember The Firm.
You remember Tom Cruise's 1992 movie The Firm? Yeah, no, they're going to put in references to that. Well, it's like this is so profoundly obviously a game made by 90s kids, you know? But I gotta say, I'm impressed, like, how much they put everything. They, like, went out of their way to put every single thing they're passionate about. They reference it all. It is... I mean, it's a little excessive at times, but I love that they wanted to do it. And they're like, no, it's our game. It's our fan game. We're putting in everything. Which is... I actually really like the shooting in this game. I don't know how you're going to feel about it, but I think that the zombies react very naturally to getting shot. It keeps it... Go!
I heard that. I heard him coming, but I couldn't see where
he was coming from. Hey, you know what? You avoided swearing, which is more than I would have done in that situation. So, you know, you can keep your head held high.
With my shark.
Oh, man. Yes, you have to steal this. And then, oh, the mysterious stuff that's going to happen next. I'm not going to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it and get curious and want to play it, which honestly, There's a hell of a lot of worse games to play, and given how good Sandcastles looks, I think people should load this up and load this up and give it a shot so they can be caught up on the story by the time they get there. Like, you don't have to get caught up on the story. It's a prequel. Trust me, you're going to want to know more about the world of this game. There's a lot of backstory that gets covered in this that I'm sure is going to come up in Sandcastles as well.
Oh yeah, they were assuring that in like the press releases and everything. It's like, oh yeah, we got more.
As I figured. It's funny when I was looking at when I was reviewing this, it's like there's 3 puzzles in the game that I just had to like look up and get hints for because they were so frustrating. And to know now that they saw the error of their ways and all of those puzzles are skippable, I respect the hell out of these guys.
Oh yeah, because like
Yeah,
they could have just insisted, no, we're going to keep this really. It would have been like if Dead Space finally went back and went, you know what? No one needs a turret section in Dead Space. No one wanted these.
No one did need a turret. Like, you're completely right about that. That is something no one asked for and no one needed.
The hilarious thing is...
God, I hate that scene.
They actually explained that the reason why, I'm not kidding here, is because they felt they needed a pace breaker that was more action-packed. That was the most tense section in the game for me. Was it for you? Because for me, that was like the most intense... Like, it was the least calming thing.
How could anyone try and defend with that turret and think that, oh no, this is just a chill experience people are having? No! Like, I almost died 800 times in that 5-minute sequence. Dragged down a corridor by a giant tentacle, right, was less stressful than working that turret. I don't know what they were thinking. That's a really bad scene in that game. It is terrible.
Which is ironic because they did a
guns.
Whole, like, rail shooter that was brilliant.
Yeah, no, Extraction's a masterpiece. I mean, I love rail shooters anyway. I'm well on record as being a huge fan of rail shooters generally, and that is one hell of a great rail shooter. That thing is just I would recommend that to anybody.
I like the hacking.
It's up there with Darkside Chronicles for one of my favorite all-time console rail shooters.
Okay, is there anything in here that's extra?
You did play Darkside Chronicles, right?
I tried it briefly. I did not love the PS Move setup for it.
Oh, okay. I played it back on the Wii when it first came out, so I never tried the PS Move. Oh, no, wait, I did try the PS Move version. No, sorry, I played the PS3 version. I didn't have a Move at the time, so I played it with the controller. It's not as good as with the Wii.
Yeah, it just...
The remote worked perfectly.
Yeah, because like they're
for some reason, Capcom is not making it their business to immediately re-release that thing in VR.
Everyone seems to have forgotten that rail shooters work in VR. I don't understand it.
Yeah, like, hi, you get this whole new. Everybody's got a VR headset now. You got this perfectly good game that you could just move into VR. Basically, free money sitting there on the table. Capcom, get off your asses and do it, maybe. No, they would rather just not have their money. I gotta say, at least they're a pretty cool company for a lot of reasons. And honestly, you're playing one of the reasons they're a pretty damn cool company.
Oh yeah, they could have just like DMCA takedown it. Instead, they're just like, it's okay. You can make your thing. Just don't make
change the names.
Yeah.
Just change the names. That's all you have to do. And they did it. And you know what? It's one of the coolest things. Yay. It just looks good. But yeah, oh my god, there's a boss fight later in this game. Like, if you think, like, there are 2 puzzles that I would have just been like, no, I need to skip this. But it's like, there's also a boss fight where I'm like, put in a skip boss fight button because this thing sucks. And I hope that they've patched it. And I mean, it was literally like, it wasn't just that it was too difficult or poorly designed, although those were factors as well. It was that it was like actually buggy. It's one of those boss fights where you have to like lure a boss to an area and trap him doing a thing. I'm sure you're familiar with the type.
Is this the website you mentioned?
That's how you have to read the backstory stuff. All of the how to operate puzzles ones tend to not be those. Yeah, if you want to find out what's going on in the story, you have to go to an external website and type in codes. It's bad. It's one of those things where I honestly don't understand why you can't just... This isn't the 1980s. There are not size limits on the games anymore. Back in the day, like when I was playing Gold Box, what do you call it? My beloved Gold Box Dungeons and Dragons games, this would be a normal thing for them to do.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They would have just a thing there saying, oh, you meet character X. Go to page so-and-so in the instruction book to find out what they say. And then there'd be like a page and a half of dialogue that would have, at the time, taken up a meaningful amount of space in the on the disc. And so it's actually a genuine issue. They had to find some way to do it. Whereas here, why can't you just put these files in the game? You know? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's not even like it's audio or anything, right? Just purely...
No, they're not audio files. It's literally just some text. They don't show you. It's baffling to me, and I don't understand it, and it kills the momentum of your game. I mean, it's literally, I mentioned it for a reason. It's the exact same problem that Destiny had when it first came out, where it's like, oh no, you have to go and like, if you want to find out about the characters of the world or anything, yeah, you have to stop playing the game and go and open a browser and like log in with your Destiny account and hope that it's updated the lore thing you found. I'm like, there are 100 better ways to handle this. You found none of them.
That is a weirdly ornate tea set for in the middle of an industrial lab.
It's true. I guess a character here just really loves their tea.
Well,
don't try and tell me you don't know tea people. Come on.
I'm the son of a tea person. I know that, but like...
There you go. Know how it is.
Where is Pollux? I feel like I missed them. I cleared around here.
Mm-hmm.
That door doesn't open. Okay, we don't want to go back to the cargo area or anything. That doesn't
What are you
really
looking
help
for?
me. I'm looking for some way to unlock temperature anomaly detected. I'm assuming shooting that will not help.
No. It seems you've run into another puzzle.
Okay, but the question is, where do I interact with the puzzle?
Yeah, when I said that this game doesn't start things off on the best foot, that wasn't an exaggeration.
Feeling that.
Hey, Godlike Crazy and Jason. Jason just said hi to Godlike Crazy, which, by the way, one hell of a username. No notes.
Oh yeah, that's Amar. He was on our last stream. He's a lovely fellow.
What was he playing?
He joined me for Jenny Leclue and Bright
love that
Memory
game.
Infinite.
Memory Infinite is a game where I don't know if it's bad or if I'm just terrible at it. I think I'm just really bad at it.
We definitely had a good bit of fun on our time through it.
But I mean, I'm just maybe it's because I'm playing it with a console controller and I'm just
Oh gosh, I would
a
yeah.
famously bad shot with that thing. I just could not do the action game stuff in that. It was a nightmare. I was an embarrassment. Yeah, not my finest moment trying to muscle my way through Bright Memory Infinite. But Jenny Leclue is a masterpiece. Everyone deserves to play.
Wait,
Even if it's just so they can hang out with the character Jenny Leclue.
I just crafted an energy bar. I can just make energy bars. Wow.
Yeah, you want to nosh some energy bars, so you have to craft them yourself.
Silly Adam Jensen. It's so easy to make energy bars. Why did he have to complain so much about how he needed them?
Room temperature of 5 degrees Celsius, you say. So yes, in here, there's like a temperature control thing you have to adjust.
Is it up? I didn't seem to be able to get anything to respond up here. Let's see if there's any control inputs.
They've added in the second game. I know you didn't play it, so I'll just tell you. In the prequel, they've added a like see the wrist thing this guy keeps using.
Mm-hmm.
They've added a thing where you can use it to ping interactive elements in the room.
Oh, thank goodness, because yeah, I would really like that about right now, because it's like this is perfectly fun. It's like, yeah, if I knew what button to press, that would be amazing.
Well, and the thing that gets me is so many developers don't understand that like when we used to play games, right? She is dead inside, Horror King. Creepy. The old Jill with her dead eyes. So I think it's worth mentioning, right, that back when games looked a lot worse, right, than this, you could generally tell what you were supposed to interact with because it would be the part of the room that had some kind of detail.
Yeah.
Now,
everything has
everything
detail.
looks gorgeous. Well, what part of this room am I supposed to touch? You know?
Yeah,
it's a real problem.
I am mashing F on basically everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Oh,
find
the thing that didn't have a button prompt or anything else. Of course, that's the one.
Yeah. Hopefully you can skip this. Oh yeah, just skip this puzzle.
Oh,
this is the puzzle that I spent 20 minutes on. That's not an exaggeration. The first time I played the game.
Fun.
Skip it. Trust me, you will hate this puzzle. I hate this puzzle, like, in sympathetic for you. James gets it, you know? Like, you just want to put your hands on everything, because everything's so pretty now.
Oh dear. Who woke up Nemesis's skinnier cousin?
Oh, I love this guy.
Let me guess, he's a regenerator?
He's just a tougher than normal zombie.
I got you.
I don't have to worry about him too much.
I could have sworn
He's got a creepy look to him, though.
Yeah, I could have sworn he had hair when he was in the tank. He must have been wearing a wig.
Sloughed off as he was getting out of the tank. That's a disgusting idea. Yeah. All right, PLX 731. You're getting the virus. Which, fun fact, spoiler alert, was made by that whole Japanese Unit 731 back during the Second World War. They rescued it from a Japanese sub. Well, rescued, stole it from a Japanese sub. Is the backstory that you'll find out if you go to those websites. Which, seriously, how many people who, like, even people who liked this game, how many people actually went to the website to read the text? Like, come on. Gotta be a vanishingly small number of people who actually went to the trouble to do that, right? There's no way. All right. You're making excellent progress.
I like that zombie seemed to be scared of the light. He's like, oh no, I'm not ready for my close-up.
Oh, you gotta respect it. And plus, I'll say this about the game. They're not shy about zombie head explosions.
I do know you like your decapitation.
Well, if you're not taking off zombie heads, what's the point of playing a zombie game? It's just science. Like, this is all a well-established thing. We want to see zombie heads pop. I'm not the only person who feels this way. I'm just the only one with the guts to say it. Yeah, that's probably not true. There are definitely other people with the guts to say it.
Have the guts left in you because you're used to making the zombie heads pop.
Ah, see, there you go. It's the guts are all that left after I get done shooting these zombies in the head over and over again. Okay. Come on, you got this thing.
I am curious though, since you have finished this, is there like an unlockable mode to make it actually be pixelated like it's in the 90s? I'm really curious, because like even Mortal Shell had that.
It did? Nice. Weirdly, I've seen a lot of games lately offer that. They change the resolution scaling, and so it'll just be like 100%, and then you can just scale it so like chonkier and chonkier pixels.
Oh, there was even
I
people.
don't think this game has it, but I've seen a bunch that have it.
Yeah, there was like
It's a way of simulating it.
Someone figured out how to basically run Horizon Zero Dawn's PC port at like below 100 pixels wide, and was
Love
like
it.
just upscaled, and it was like, here's Horizon Zero Dawn if it was on the PlayStation 1.
Oh, damn. I love it when people do that. And honestly, I agree with you. That's a mode I'd like to see in more games because it's a mode that you can do with like a minimum amount of extra coding. There's almost nothing additional you have to do to add that mode in. It's literally just a matter of, showing it in chunkier pixels.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Ooh.
Sandman, do you copy? I found West's body. Looks like he was shot to death. No sign of Krychek yet.
Agent West.
Can you hear me?
Him, of course, after Herbert West Reanimator.
God damn this cop.
Actually,
H.P. Lovecraft's original and seminal reanimated corpse story. Inspire much zombie fiction in its day.
Yeah, a regular splatterhouse.
Ooh. See, the reference there, people who don't know, is that the game Splatterhouse is set in West Mansion, Herbert West's house. So it is a non-official continuation of the Reanimator story. There were no, Aztec death masks in the Reanimator story.
Yes, but the Aztec Death Mask has been to be voiced by Jim Cummings, and that more than makes up for the lack of continuity.
I love that game so much.
Yeah,
It's so weird and so delightful. Oh, I saw it, Horror King, and I was ashamed of you.
Oh, dear, what'd he say?
Just one of his puns about having the guts to play horror games. I'm like, oof. Ooh, that's... Embarrassed yourself and your family.
Around here, that's always endorsed. James makes a point to make all of the dad jokes, so I'm sure there will be much contention.
It is a pun-appropriate... It is a unsafe space.
It's a pun time for everyone.
Ah! Now they're ganging up on me.
Not like
Should
the
have
zombies.
known. This is what you're known for. I love this room.
Yeah, this makes me think of RPD, but I like that it does feel distinct, and
Yeah.
that man
Definitely
needs
its own
pants.
space. Yeah, a lot of the dudes in this need pants. Just definitely an issue. You're gonna see the Resident Evil typewriter soon. Yeah, they actually put in the like a recreation of the Resident Evil typewriter. Not to save or anything, just for fun. Okay. James claims he's never told a dad joke in his entire life. And that you're a filthy liar. So we'll see how this shakes out. Because he might... Ah, look, it's the one painting every horror game uses. Goya's Kronos devouring his children.
We all have different parenting techniques. That looks like it chafes.
No, but seriously, like, if you've ever seen a horror video game, you're gonna see that painting.
A. Wong. We got our Ada Wong reference.
Yep.
For Dr. Weir. Interesting. I'm assuming that's not a The Bureau reference, even though that would make me so happy if it was.
They're both references. No, both that and The Bureau are references to famous director Peter Weir. Did Strange Horror, the Australian director of strange horror films.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about... there we go. Hello, old friend.
Did you find? Oh, you found the typewriter! Yay! Isn't it nice? Looks just like it. Like, they did a great job with the typewriter. It's an old, elegant typewriter. Yep. There's even an Oswell Spencer type in his wheelchair.
Yeah, it ended about as well for him too.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Didn't turn out turns out that making an like evil super soldier clone thinking you can control him, not a great retirement plan.
No, not really. That's why in our timeline, Spencer just went on to make, his famous Spencer's Gifts.
So it saved us all a lot of heartache.
Liev to mission control. If you can hear me, I've just restored the facility passcodes from the Matrix.
Wow. Okay, yeah, James is foisting some dad jokes on us. So bravo. Meowtane. Oh my god. Oof. What do you call a huge pile of cats? A meowton. A mountain. Yeah. Yep.
We actually just had our review for the new Horizon game actually go up, and it
Nice.
was actually, I want to look it up. I want to get this right because it was beautiful. It almost brought a tear to my eye. Let me see here.
Puntacular intro.
Oh, it was beautiful. Horizon Forbidden West, an American Tale. Alloy goes west.
Oh my god. Oh, that's terrible.
Fifo, Papa. I'm glad that we're all like collectively just forever just bound by those movies.
We're delightful, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Oh no, zombies! Could have possibly predicted zombies would turn up. Here. The zombie base.
Ron Doings, because he's always up to something.
Absolutely true. Alright. I don't know if that's a reference to something. I assume everything is, but there's so many names everywhere that, like, even I am sure I missed a ton of stuff. There's, like, really weird references to The Shining. There's some RoboCop references in there. Again, like, anything from their childhoods, they're like, yep, it's going in. Every single thing. I remember getting into a thing on Twitter a while back with someone who said that putting in nerdy quotes and references to things completely destroys their immersion, and it's the thing they hate most in video games. And I'm like, I think fans are always going to fan, so I wouldn't worry too much about that, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm too easy on these things, but it's like, it's just a thing nerds do.
Yeah, just
I don't know any nerd who doesn't do that.
I can't name a single role-playing campaign I've GM'd where I haven't at least fit in 3 different references of some kind.
This is my point. Like, it's just something nerds do, and it's nerds who are making these video games. And okay, I'll admit that, you know, God, what's the game called? I'm blanking on it. You know, Bloober Team's Silent Hill game.
Oh, yeah.
Medium. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty bleak game to have cheeky references to movies in it, but come on.
Yeah,
Right.
Still need to get back to that one. I got to try a little bit over Game Pass. Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I don't mind saying that I was a big fan of the. I know a lot of people had issues with it because they thought it was trivializing the unbelievably bleak content that it's about, and I get that. I get why people said that, but I thought it was a relatively mature treatment of some pretty serious stuff, and I ended up really liking it. So that's my take. I thought it was a really good game. And I think it's worth you checking out if you have the time.
Yeah, well, yeah. From a little I played, and that was the thing. It was amazing how smoothly it played through Game Pass streaming on my Xbox. It was like, wow, I can play a Series X game on my One. I didn't think that this was ever going to be a thing that was possible.
Yeah. No, I mean, they do miraculous stuff with streaming on there. And I played it on my PC because they didn't send me a They didn't send me an Xbox copy. It was very frustrating. They're like, here, have a PC copy. And I'm like, okay. But I've got an Xbox One X. You could just... No, okay. You want me to get in a much lower resolution, I guess. But I still ended up really liking the game. I thought it was a great ride. It is shocking, Horror King, and not something I would normally do. So, where are you? You're about to escape?
Yeah, I think so. We've got the Pollux, and...
You got the virus.
I can't leave the facility yet. What more do I need to do? Right, the
You
elevator
murdered the guard.
Yeah, well, let me try the elevator real quick, see if there was something else there.
There's like 1 or 2 other things you have to do, and then you're out of here. Yeah, great progress.
Yeah, I'd say this is a great hunk of gameplay when you get past the puzzles.
Yeah, if you're skipping the puzzles, this is super smooth. I gotta say, I'm very impressed with them for having the guts to just say, yeah, the puzzles aren't necessary. They're arbitrary, and honestly, a couple of them are pretty silly.
Oh, we're in
I don't want to be too harsh on these guys because I like so much of what they did in this game, but I hated the puzzles. Later in the game, I'm not kidding here, there's like a Morse code puzzle. You have to like listen for a Morse code beep, get the solution to the puzzle. I'm like, that's never been cool. No?
We're right now.
Never been okay with that in video games. They found him good.
John Fay. That's an odd name and an odd haircut.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what was the name of the researcher that Ada got next to for her spying? That was John and Ada was the name of that couple. So could be that's a further reference to Ada Wong that I'm just not aware of the details of.
How do we not have an Ada Wong game yet? Is my question.
Yeah, all we've had are 2 side missions in Leon games.
Yeah, like seriously, like it was great having.
Weird that she hasn't gotten her own game.
I mean, arguably 6 is very much about her, but more is a MacGuffin for most of it.
Yeah, I mean, she does get the final chapter, but you're absolutely right. Like she is not driving the story, and evil Ada Wong, Carla, is. I mean, it does confuse the situation quite a bit.
Yeah.
Having Carla in there, messing everything up. I do enjoy Carla as a character, though.
She is proper Resident Evil tier screwed up.
Oh, that is some deeply messed up stuff happening with Carla. And that is. I mean, I love 6, but and I know I'm in the minority loving 6.
I mean, I love it too.
They did a great job. I think they did a great job, but again, it's their fault for not telling me what order to put it in, to play it in.
Yeah, that's still.
Tell them what order. Oh no, he keeps executing survivors. And I know it's his job, but dude, you suck.
Alma, okay, and there's our fear reference.
Yep. You can't get away from it. It's great. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I've talked about the references, but one of the fun things about this is actually does have. You have to pay attention and read the files, but if you do, it actually does have a Resident Evil level convoluted plot.
I can believe it.
Like all, different factions, betrayals, people who aren't who they say they are, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's genuinely surprising how elaborate this game's story is and what a good job they did of capturing the madness of especially the early Resident Evil. Like, this is a tribute by people who get it. Like, get the appeal of Resident Evil and can figure out a way to make it satisfying to play their tribute to Resident Evil. So yeah. Oh no! Oh, I hate that guy. You know why I thought it was important to turn it to easy, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing that.
Don't want to get hung up on the combat in this game, and there's a lot of it. especially some of the later boss fights.
This layout is actually making me think less of Resident Evil and more of that hospital in the very opening of Dead Space 2.
I can see that. Yeah. Nice. Making your quick getaway. Well, not getaway, but still.
Got to get away.
On a Bridge frequently works for BossLevelGamer. Working. That's why he's here. Not on his channel.
Yes. And you actually can catch me.
A popular review website that everyone should check out.
And we just got the review of LX2 done, which I did the narration and editing for.
Yep. I enjoyed that quite a bit, but that's because I love LX and LX2, and I thought that was a very solid review. So, thumbs up to the reviewer and you for the narration.
Oh yes, Jason.
2. I can't believe you got through the first chapter exactly as it's time for you to switch games.
Oh yeah, I know. As soon as this cutscene's wrapped, we can hop over and dive straight into the epic, action-packed, gentle, calming, far lone sails.
All right, now you get to see where the plot really kicks in. Just pay close attention, and then you'll get everyone hooked and wanting to see you play the rest of it.
The pilot reminds me of someone. I'm not sure who, though. Oh! Now I got it.
God. What is it?
He's like Nick Zano if he was way more grizzled.
I could see that. See what you're getting at. Yeah. That's not a bad point of comparison.
And in the back we have Discount John Hamm.
With his plastic face. Oh, Liev. Such an ass.
Real soldiers go into battle and shoot civilians in the face 5 times so that they get their paychecks.
To be fair, none of those people were civilians. They did all work for the evil corporation. And that is the downside to working for an evil corporation. At any moment, they might decide you're expendable and decide to have someone murder you.
Yeah. Such is life in the better off Ted-ness of the Resident Evil Corporation structure.
Oh, better off Ted. You were so delightful.
Language, Raven.
It's true. He does swear too much.
Cussing on stream, that's so Raven.
Oh my god. Had that coming. Hey, it's Crane!
Frasier Crane.
It's a retro stream horking. That's the whole point.
Yep,
Why is everything in black and white? It's a retro stream.
Yep, here on the backlog we explore all kinds of oddities. And we do want to delve into some like real retro stuff in time. It's just that getting those games to cooperate with OBS is a little tricky.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Admittedly, the voice acting here isn't nearly as rough as it was in the lab.
Yeah, and I think it might actually be literally that like they did the lab first as their early demo as a proof of concept. This was all made much later.
I can see
I think
that.
they actually like did a better like, and then they didn't go back and redo all the voice acting in the lab. Is my suspicion.
Probably would have cost too much. Like I said, this was made by like 8 people.
Exactly.
Which
Would have been
again,
quite a hassle.
8 people made this. That's really damn impressive.
I know, right? It's kind of magnificent. And again, it came out on like everything.
Oh yeah.
You could get this on any system, basically. Well, okay, not on Switch, but pretty much everything else.
And realistically, I could see them maybe shrinking it down to there, but I also get why like the prospect of trying to fit it onto Switch would be a bit much.
Oh god, yeah. It's a lot of work for how big of an audience is there for this game on Switch. You know, like there's like so much of this game's not just its appeal, but it's like what it accomplishes is it's got some pretty gorgeous graphics for, you know, a fan game, basically. And when you start stripping that away and paring it down to get it on Switch, well, you're losing some of the game's appeal.
Indeed.
And again, it's up to them. They want to move it, but it's like, I think a Switch is the home of, you know, cel-shaded games. A lot of people trying for photorealism over on Switch. Now you're meeting character number 2. That's right, it's one of those multi-character games. And, oh man. A lot of stuff going on with him.
So this is what Gus gets up to after he leaves the Psych series.
Damn. Not a bad description. I love how much, and I know it's its own thing, but it's like even the thing they're carrying around looks like the Mr. X canister from Resident Evil 2. If you'll notice, the radio signal
Let's see here.
is, of course, famous radio signal from the back of the Metal Gear Solid box. You actually had to check the back of the box to know who to call.
Yeah.
This little mini copy protection thing, you know. I think it's 14085 or something like that. Yep. It's a Hideo Kojima style copyright. Actually make you go and grab the back of the box to look at it.
Oh my.
That's nice.
But on that note, we will be right back with Far Lone Sales. And we are back with Far Lone Sales.
So excited! Oh, you're finally gonna play it.
Yeah, which, here's the weirdest part.
Apparently you already have.
Yeah, I never played I have never booted this up. I don't know where this save file came from.
That's very odd, man.
I've had this happen twice to me. One time, Dishonored 2 just spontaneously had 3 save files that I had never, ever used. And I was just like...
That is very strange.
And now there's this one. Apparently, just, you know, the ghost in my room when I'm not looking is like, oh yeah, I really gotta play Dishonored and Far Lone Sales.
Okay. Okay, cannot offer any explanation, except to say that ghosts have good taste, apparently.
Yeah.
Alright, go start this new game.
Far.
Prepare. Apparently, Katrin Sama is here.
Ah, that would be crafty.
Oh, cool.
Welcome aboard. You missed us shooting
Willkommen.
zombies.
Avenue. Welcome. Cabaret. Of Cabaret. Zoom Cabaret. They were probably not here for Cabaret, but, you know. Do remember the lyrics. That's right. You start, well, where all moody atmospheric platforms start, with you at somebody's grave.
Oh, that's a grave. I actually, for a second, thought that was like a computer screen.
Oh, that's a grave with somebody's picture on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they, I think all moody platformers, it starts out pretty bleak. I won't tell you anything beyond that.
Gotta embrace your inner angst.
Did you remember to grab the mailbox?
Yep.
Okay, good. That'll be important later.
Where do I put it?
Onto it for now.
Okay.
Trust me, you'll see where to put it later soon enough.
Okay.
You're not gonna have any problem finding places to put things.
This music is delightful.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's got a fantastic score. I don't want to oversell this, but this is literally, until the sequel came out last week, this spent like 2.5 years being my favorite atmospheric platformer of all time.
That's quite promising.
Better than Inside, better than Limbo, better than all of them.
To be fair, I did not like Limbo or Inside, so that's a bar that I can believe that we can do better at.
Okay. All right, I'm hoping you like this one because
It looks
an unparalleled masterpiece from my standpoint. Until the sequel comes out and not only parallels it, but outdoes it in every way.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, the thing that's immediately catching me is I don't hate moving. That's a big plus.
Yeah. No, they got the movement on lock on this thing. The physics of running and jumping just feel great in a way that a lot of these atmospheric platformers that I love so much will have super floaty movement. That is never a problem here. There it is, your land ship. Maybe spending a while on this bad boy. You better learn to love it.
And everything is interactive differently. Oh, that's...
Yeah, I would hang that inside or put it by your bed. You don't lose it.
Ah, now I see what the bed is.
Those are hooks to hang things. I'm sure you can figure out from here, but there are hooks to hang things on if you want to hang some stuff up. It's good to hang fuel there, but it's entirely up to you.
All right.
I've set you up for a trophy in a few hours. Just hold on to that mailbox.
And we got... Ooh, let me turn down the volume just a little bit for audio balancing.
Gotcha.
Alright. But how are we doing in the chat?
Great. Yeah, Katran Sama was talking about wanting to play Gris, but is finding this to be pretty damn good looking.
Oh yeah, Gris, I've also been meaning to get to that one. That's another one that I'm expecting we'll be doing on a future stream.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I haven't gotten into it yet either. And I gotta say, everyone tells me it's fantastic, but I'm like, is it gonna be Farlone Sales fantastic? Oof. You'll see. That's right, you've got your own land ship! Might want to fuel it up some more.
Yep. Oh right, I need to... There we go. I like this though.
And become comfortable with the brake. You're going to be using the brake a lot.
And the brake is up here?
It's right by the start button.
Gotcha. This is surprisingly intuitive to control.
Yeah. It's one of the best things about the game is how easy it is to actually use the ship.
There's a speedometer, or you know, there's. Oh my gosh, they actually keep track of how many like meters you cover.
Yeah, there's an odometer on the thing. And the funny part is there's a trophy for getting 9,999 on it or something like that. But there isn't that much space in the whole game. So if you want to get that trophy, you have to manually tow it backwards and start it up again. It's kind of funny.
That is very cute.
Yeah, they're like, no, we want you to work for it. Yeah, like the size of the ship, and it really feels like such a meaningful presence in the world of the game in a way that, I'm going to say it, few vehicles in video games ever managed to. It's your vehicle, but it's also your home. Anyway, the point is I fell in love with this land boat over the course of the game.
I can believe it. This is...
I'm a big fan of the land boat, and that's all I'll say about that for now, because I don't want to spoil anything. You deserve to experience this one for yourself.
Let's see.
It's great.
No, I want to get to those boxes. How do I... Can I get it to reverse?
You just walk out the back. It's fine.
Oh, okay, because I was worried the wheel would get in the way.
No. The wheel's a foreground element.
Okay. Gotcha.
Not a problem at all. You can just walk right under the wheel. This game does a great job of getting out of your way and letting you play the game. I think it is very user-friendly. To a degree that it's like... Very few games manage to be as user-friendly as this one.
Oh, yeah.
What was your question? I didn't see your question unabridged. Oh, Horking wants to know if you've played Little Nightmares 1 and 2.
I have been meaning to. That's actually one that Zoe's also interested in, so I'd like to be able to do that with her at some point.
I'm going to encourage you to. I don't think they're as good as Far Lone Sails, but they are great atmospheric platformers. This game is very high on my list of best games of all time, as I think I've made clear. It has been just like my situation with Spelunky and Spelunky 2. Sequel has replaced it on the list.
I'd love to see the same for Days Gone, but I don't think I'm ever going to get that opportunity, am I, Sony?
I know. They're like, okay, maybe it sold 10 million copies, but a lot of those were like when it went to PC and was on sale, so that doesn't really count for its sales. Dudes.
Yeah. It's almost like people on PC would be more open to trying new things.
But more importantly, like, yeah, maybe they didn't all buy it full price, but think of what, now that it has so many die-hard fans because of the PC release, all of those people are going to buy the sequel full price the day it comes out. You got a chance to have a monster, like, to go from a sleeper with the first one to a monster hit with the second one. Just have to be willing to pull the trigger on it. Sorry to yell like that, but it is... Seeing them botch Days Gone is really bothering me.
Yeah, I think we're both very much in agreement there. But, you know, at the very least we have this, which also involves thinking way too hard about how to maintain your vehicle.
It's true. God like crazy says if you from the outside it looks a little like a GPU. I'm like, okay, I can kind of see that.
Yeah, no, I've seen AMD cards.
My question is, you're playing with a keyboard, right?
Yep.
Did you note how to unzoom?
It only makes it so that I have to manually zoom and unzoom. I can't just do it.
There should be a button to unzoom that pulls it back enough that, like, you won't see the inside of the ship anymore. You'll see the skin of the ship and the whole context of the world. Should be a button for that.
Okay.
Yeah, to pull the camera back this far.
Also, the sound design is adorable.
Oh yeah, no, the game's magnificent.
Oh, you know, I just realized
everything, the music, the sound design, it's fantastic. Oh, every one of those crates gives you 50% fuel. So once your fuel once your fuel level is below 50%, it's fine to throw in another crate.
Gotcha.
And fuel tanks, like the big red canisters you'll see later, like drums,
Mm-hmm.
that's 100% fuel.
Gotcha. The shader work in this is incredible. Like, I know that, like, shaders don't often get a lot of conversation when talking about games, but, like, these hand-drawn shadows and everything, this is good.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I can't reach that last box.
You'll be able to. So move your truck forward a couple of millimeters. It's fine. Then just hit the brake immediately. Actually, wait. Try if you haven't yet. Try pulling it backwards. You've already moved it. Okay. We're on a time delay, so.
Yes.
Just move it forward a little, then hit the brakes.
I've got it.
Yes. Yeah, trust me. You want that fuel. It's going to be important. Believe me, it's going to be important to have as much fuel as possible. My first time through, I was constantly running out of fuel. That said, my second time through, I had so much fuel I didn't know what to do with it. So,
Coincidentally, sounds like me with most horror games.
yeah, saving all of the ammo, right?
Yep, and then it's like, oh, wow, I did not expect the boss to die that quickly, but here we are.
Still have 80 Magnum rounds left. Oh, we've all been there.
Oh, there we go. That's C is for really zoomed out.
Okay, there you go. You found it. Yeah, that's going to be important later when you're trying to figure out... Actually, I don't want to spoil it. Sorry. No, I was about to say trying to figure out, but no, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell you anything that's coming up in this game. I played this the day it came out for the first time while knowing nothing, and still one of my best first-time experiences with a game.
The sheer diegeticness of everything is amazing.
Yeah.
There's no heads-up
Again,
display.
like they don't have to like. I was going through the credits because we finished the sequel on stream last night. I was going through the credits, and they had like 9 different testers for user experience, and I'm like, only 9? Because the entire point of these games is they never tell you anything, yet everything is 100% clear. And like from a user experience standpoint, that is like the holy grail of, like an act of miracle work. Nobody does as good a job as these two games did of teaching you how to play them.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing like it out there.
Am I wrong in thinking that when you release Steam, it gives you a boost?
Yeah. That's where you want to actually let the Steam get pretty high. To get a more the higher the Steam is, the more powerful the boost is. Now, obviously, you can keep the thing going. You can, if you keep it fueled, you won't have to worry about it losing momentum as you go. There's some fuel for you. I'm sure you grabbed it.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's like, it's the chillest world to hang out in. Like, yeah, it's the apocalypse. It's not, and I know this is going to sound like a weird thing to say, and if this is crazy, I apologize, but it's the apocalypse, but it's not a downer.
That's very fair, I would say. It's just sort of like, you're used to this. This character has been living on their own for so long, they're just like, yep, just me.
This is just the world I inhabit. Like, you're going to see some messed up stuff. It's not, apocalypse misery porn that so many games get bogged down in.
Are you saying...
And I hate to say it, but it actually manages to crack the... I don't know if you remember this marketing campaign back in the day, but they're like, the theme of, Gears of War, it's destroyed beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, when they were, like, pretentiously talking about their artistic concepts underpinning Gears of War, of all things. But the thing is, this game actually nails that aesthetic when you see the fallen world that everything lives in. Yeah, I'm not going to get too much into it because I want you to see it for yourself. And yeah, you will be trashing a lot of stuff in your journey through this post-apocalyptic world. You're going to be trashing some stuff. Expect that to happen. Yes. Yeah, you'd want to reach out on Twitter because he cannot. FYI, unabridged phone is dead. So I'm reading all the chat for him. Like Horking says, he's available if you need help with covering Little Nightmares, since he's a bit of an expert on the subject.
Duly noted.
Exactly. All right, check this out. See it? See what you're getting? So excited for you to try this out.
Ah, and here we get the sale.
Titular sales. Yep. Oh, I'm so excited. That's right. You just got put in charge of a gorgeous pirate ship.
No. Extend sales.
That'll take some getting used to. I'm not going to say that won't take some getting used to.
Yeah.
Exactly how the sales operate.
We've only been playing for just under 20 minutes or so, and yeah, this is already infinitely better than any of the stuff that I've played in this sort of style before, with like Limbo and that.
No, like these guys are like off on their own, just clowning on the rest of the people making this kind of genre. It is so head and shoulders above other people in this genre that it kind of amazes me. They do a fantastic job. Look at that boat. It's so beautiful. I'm just pulling, and the thing is, it's like this rare game when you pull the camera back like this. Basically, any still from this game would be the best desktop in the history of your computer. You hit the camera pullback button, that's how gorgeous the art design in this game world is. It's rare to see a game that is just this pretty all of the time.
Yeah, I think
look at this wasted background.
I think one of the only people I've seen do anything like close to this in terms of like trying to do a mood piece while still being at the indie scale would probably be like Daniel Linson, because he likes to do like little micro scale type stuff, and even when he has gamey bits, he tries to make it just sort of click into the aesthetic. So yeah. But
James is calling out the next level great sound design in the game, and it's incredible. Like the sound design in this game is revelation. Again, the music is great, but the way they use the sound to kind of set this world, like this lonely, windswept world, wow. And all of the sounds of you crunching into stuff, which happens a lot in the game. We'll be bumping into a lot of stuff over the course of the game, trust me.
Oh boy. Well, we definitely did that here. All right. What else? Engine did the trick.
Interestingly, here's if I can express how good the sequel to this game is. You know this you know what the sign of, I think, a truly amazing sequel is? It's when you thought you played a perfect game, and then when the sequel comes along, they're like, oh, wow, you didn't need any of that stuff. And it strips out some stuff that the first one did, and there's stairs to your left.
Ah, I see.
Strips out some stuff that the first game did because they realized it was superfluous. All of this, the whole time you're just supposed to know the ship, being in the ship and piloting the ship. Excuse me. But if you look at it, the ship has a health bar for all of its segments. You know when to repair it. In the second game, they're like, yeah, we're doing away with that health bar stuff. We're just going to trust you to be familiar enough with the ship, be able to figure out when it's damaged and what you have to do. So like you think this is minimalist information? It's even less information next game.
Oof.
Yeah, it's like they're just at a certain point it kind of feels like these guys are just showing off. That's how good the sequel is.
I mean, if you're gonna do this good a job, I'm okay with showing off.
Showing off a little. Yeah. Like, at a certain point these guys are just like dunking on the competition. Yeah, no, we know we're the best. Thanks, though. Should really check to see if this won all of the awards, because it deserved to win all of the awards. Yeah, and the sequel, by the way, is twice as big as this one. So if you get to the end of this one, art direction over graphics, hell yeah. Yeah. Having great art direction is so much more important than having great graphics.
Oh yes, hell yes.
That's just fact, you know? All right. You don't even need to debate that. You can do incredible things with art direction when you have a game with meh graphics.
I mean, just think about, like, you know, how there are so many games for the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and original Xbox that still, to this day, you can approach and enjoy. Whereas there is stuff for the PS3 and Xbox 360 that when you look at it, you just go, oh gosh, how did we think the Force Unleashed 1's cutscenes looked realistic? Everyone seems to be made of rubber.
It's a really good example of it. It's a really good example.
The lips
of some of the worst of that period. I know. Oh God, look at this world you get to move through. Yeah, like the sequel is one of those rare things where they did everything bigger than in the first one. There's never any excess. It never feels like it's twice as long, literally. There's no padding. Everything feels like a crucial part of the adventure. And one thing it does that this one doesn't do is it gives you more time to just travel. Like here, you get in the boat, you get in the car, and you get the car rolling, and you're rolling for about 45 seconds, then it's your next obstacle and your next thing to figure out. Whereas the second game, they're so much more confident that people are going to get into, like, just being in the world, that you'll just be piloting a boat for, like, 3-4 minutes at a time. And it's so awesome. Yep, looks like you're going to have to puzzle your way through this one.
And this is going to be a puzzle that we won't need to use a skip button for.
No. The puzzles are much more accessible and easily explained and effectively explained here, believe me. So proud of them for including a skip button. I know you can say, wouldn't it be better to just have a well-designed puzzle that didn't require a skip button? I'm like, sure, but, you didn't. Why not put it, if you didn't do that, why not just put in a skip button?
Can I run that?
I come from the world of hidden object games, and spoiler alert, they all got skip buttons. You're not going to waste your time. You can't figure out a puzzle? They're not going to waste your time chiding you for not being able to finish a puzzle.
Oh man,
go.
that is some good mechanical groaning. Which I know is a weird thing to say, but like, yeah, that's what this also, like, the art direction and the whole world design, it makes me think of like what they did with Dishonored.
Yeah, Riven does have that kind of look, you're right. Yeah, the sounds are amazing. Is he right? She wasn't listening to it when we played it, so she missed out on all the amazing sound design. It's one of this game's best features.
Oh, we got Lazy with us.
Yeah, she dropped by.
Hello. I love seeing so many familiar faces. It just fills my heart with the warmth.
Absolutely. Get it. Okay, perfection. You're back in motion. And that's the thing. It's like, it's not really a criticism of this game, but it has like a traditional structure of you move from obstacle to obstacle over the course of your journey, and that's fine. But the second one has a more natural flow to the journey. Like it feels more like a journey than like a video game. And I know I'm massively overselling the second game. I get that. But that's how impressed I was with the second game.
My friend, I would never expect you to undersell anything that you've enjoyed.
It's true. I'm always gonna try to demand when I love a thing, I'm gonna demand everybody play that thing.
You are how I own an original copy of Deadly Premonition.
Yeah, that game's a masterpiece. As you well know.
Yes.
You've played it now. You know what a masterpiece it is. Oh, man. Such a good game. Yeah, like, this thing is just on its own level. The world. Look at the spectacle. Look at the scope of this. Giant fallen world, you know? Just nothing like it.
There's a lot of
these guys
smoke.
blow me away.
There's a lot of smoke.
There is a lot of smoke.
That seems like a bad thing.
Yeah, have you not used the repair machine yet?
No, I did not notice that there was one.
Yeah.
Is that the thing up on to the left?
It's at the top floor on the left. Check it out. No, that is the hose. You don't have the repair yet. I'm sorry.
Oh, so I'm just watering my...
You're just watering things down.
It's just like...
Trust me, the hose is going to be important later. I'm not going to tell you why.
I'm just glad I didn't just cause an electrical fire with the hose on the electric... Like, fun fact, kids. Water and sparks don't mix them.
Rarely mix, yeah. That is generally not a good idea to push those close together.
Particularly when playing Infamous.
Oh, Infamous. Oh, you're a good ride. Okay. I get going. Oh, you got fuel to pick up.
Oh yeah, and there's some fuel to put in.
Nice. They always give you they always give you a decent amount of fuel. They are very good about it in this game.
I know this is a weird thing to highlight, but I also appreciate that the grab magnetism is pretty solid with this. Like,
yeah.
Whenever I reach...
it locks on. Basically, you get anywhere near a thing, and you can pick it up. And if you get anywhere near a hook to use it, like, it'll just lock right in place.
Mm-hmm.
They're incredibly forgiving about that in a way that more games need to be. It's another thing that this... Again, there's a reason they have, like, 9 user experience testers. They have, like, play tested to this thing to the point where it is just 100% completely smooth. In a way that few developers ever do, or get a chance to, you know? Oops.
Stop!
Oh no!
It's okay. It's all good.
You managed to hit the brake. Yeah, you'll find yourself having that a lot right up until you get an upgrade later that I also won't tell you about.
Get the sense, everyone, that
I
he's
won't be
he's
concerned
holding a...
about those clouds rolling in, though.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
What is this little ball?
It's a ball.
thing?
It's just a ball. You can find things that are relics of the old world, luggage, ball, like...
somehow my chair got
books.
hooked. How did my chair get hooked to the ceiling?
That's weird.
There
are hooks up there, so I guess it just bounced up and got locked on the hook.
I guess.
Yeah, and you can burn all of that stuff. Anything you can pick up, you can burn for fuel.
I need to find a copy of the Red Badge of Courage.
Damn.
I had to read that in high school, and to this day I still am like, this is considered celebrated reading.
Ow.
Yeah, it's just like,
Alright.
I had so many questions.
Oh, the rain's starting. Will quickly turn into hail.
You know, I love Hailstorm, but I've never been to a concert quite this violent.
I would keep that thing fueled, trust me. You want to be able to move while this is happening. Ooh. Oh, if you don't want to use the elevator every time, it's actually perfectly sized. You can jump
I've
on
done that,
top
yeah.
of the... okay, just make it check. You gotta watch, there's a clip that comes in for the start button. And so once the clip is engaged, that means you can leave it alone for like 15 seconds before the clip will release. Yes.
Do I hear voices outside too?
I don't think so. I think it's just like a rumble and the hail hitting your beautiful ship. Damn. Perfect. Making excellent progress.
Yeah, this is amazingly engrossing.
Well, I mean, you were going to, like, by the end of this game, you're just going to fall in love with this land boat. I can guarantee that. Like, the amount of time you spend maintaining this land boat, the land boat has so much character. Again, just this land boat itself is one of the best characters. Nice, very smart. That thing fully fueled and saving your barrels for when you need them. Very smart move.
Now we'll be barreling along.
Oof. Pass for that. That one's on me. I deserve that. And they managed to come up with like such an interesting series of obstacles that I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to spoil for you, obviously. I haven't told you about any of the stuff that's upcoming. Just gets better and better.
Oh,
the
crap.
further you get into this game.
Speaking of obstacles.
Yep. Yep. Get that hose. Come on. Get that hose working. Don't worry, it has excellent reach.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I will warn you about one thing. In addition to the fuel the fuel drums you'll find, you're also going to be able to find propane canisters, which are red and look like propane canisters. And those will give you a full tank of gas. They will also set your car on fire and badly damage it. So, watch out.
Okay. Do not listen to King of the
Almost got
Hill.
full steam.
Do not trust
Almost got-
propane.
Steam, steam, steam! Yes! Oh, I love that.
The fact that the storm actually changes in the soundscape based on the zoom level also very, very good. Very nice attention to detail.
Well, the environmental sound stuff they did in this game is, as you say, like, as has been said here, just next level awesome. It's so rare to see people put this much thought into sound design in one of these. Yeah, the clouds look amazing. Oh, you're not hosed? We got more terrible puns. And your monster puns. Boom. Yeah, like, it's so easy. It's so easy to pilot this ship, you know? Like, every part of it makes sense.
Yeah, this is damn good.
Managed to find this like midpoint where it's so satisfying to maintain it and it never really feels like a chore. You've got to do a lot of stuff to maintain the ship. It really feels like you're just doing busy work and it never really feels like a chore. And it's so rare to see them accomplish that in a game, you know?
The pacing too, because like this is one continuous shot, and it
Oh yeah,
feels
for the whole game.
genuine. It's not like, you know, with some games where it's just sort of like, we're going to try and keep this completely smooth, and it's like they either do something that glaringly cuts off, like Dad of War with the inventory management and that, or you get something that's just kind of, it just goes and focuses on one thing for so long that your eye starts to twitch a little.
Yep. Whereas here, you'll spend the entire game on this one angle looking at this ship going left to right, and it'll zoom in and it'll zoom out, but that's all it will ever do. Is brilliant in that respect. Even down to being like, no, like this is just the camera work. This is just the way this thing looks. Like they, again, there's not a part of this they didn't think through and perfect. Incredible. Ah, yes, your next obstacle. Second one is pick up that barrel now. If you don't get that barrel now, you will lose that barrel.
Oh, I actually already grabbed it.
Okay. Whew. Yeah, I lost that barrel. Real embarrassing. Have a only one chance to get it. And now to the workshop.
It's limited edition.
Nice. But yeah, because the second one is about a boat, they really double down on all the sailing stuff. I'm not going to explain how, because I want you to be pleasantly surprised. But it is something else. Oh, what's that?
You know, folks, I think that Monsieur Guru is up to something.
No, I know what's coming, and I know you're going to be delighted, so try not to be a jerk about it.
It's much appreciated, my friend. Oh, and it's...
So good.
the repair part.
Yep.
So can I just drop down while it's hovering there, or do I have to hover that?
No. You can't just drop down. 'Cause as you'll notice, there's something right now that needs to be repaired.
Ah, I got you.
Because, and this is the genius of this game, it's basically black and white, and then they color code the stuff you need to pay attention to in a very subtle, non-obtrusive way.
Yeah, take the portal approach.
It's one of the chillest games. Oh, totally. It feels more natural here. Like, in Portal, they just get it. It's in Portal, you just feel like, oh, it's a sterile environment because it's a lab, and that's a little bit of environmental storytelling. But here, everything being gray is this constant, like, reinforcing of this crumbling world.
Oh yeah,
it's magnificent. Get that land boat going.
was it 3 years?
You can actually repair things. Repairing uses a little bit of fuel, but not much.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ever something like you're not going to get damaged so much that you have to worry about running out of fuel from using the fix 'em up machine.
Yeah.
And you can let go of the cord whenever you want, and it will automatically get. Oh, you were standing too close.
Ah,
I think. Yeah.
there we go.
There you go. You got it. Nice.
No, barrel, go up there.
There's
There we go.
that.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah, like you're absolutely right. The whole world is frozen because it's crumbled, and you're just like, no, I am persevering. It really makes you love the character and the ship both the character and their ship all the more because you're struggling so hard against this crumbling world.
Oh,
They're like, no, I'm gonna make it, damn it. And well, I'm not gonna tell you what happens. because everyone deserves to play this for the first time themselves. Again, there's a trophy for beating it in 90 minutes, so it can be speedrun if you know exactly what you're doing. I think it took me like 2+ hours, like 2.5 hours,
Wow.
just playing it normally to get through it. And the second one is about twice as long, so expect it to be like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, that's more than reasonable. For the amount of artisanal detail put into this, it's like, yeah, that's more than fair. This is
The
like,
crazy part is, like, this thing, gorgeous detail beyond all belief. The second one completely dwarfs everything this accomplished. Like, it's one of those sequels where they did everything better. I was expecting the second one to be great. I wasn't expecting it to be as great as it was. I just expected, more of this perfect game that they made. They have much bigger aspirations the second time, and it's incredible. Don't worry, I'm not going to be spoiling it. God, all right, you got your fuel.
and how are things in the chat right now?
God is, as I said, I was talking about God's message about how things are like, it's a wonderful contrast that, like, you're the only moving thing and the whole world is crumbling around you.
Oh yeah.
And of course, a little thank you to me for not spoiling the entire game, which I could easily do because I could, like, just tell you everything that happens in this game.
But
I just replayed it 2 weeks ago.
well, there you go.
And I won't get into, like, all of the details, but 100% you should play, like, even if you've already played this one, play it again before you play the sequel, because you definitely want to have all of the mechanics in this fresh in your mind so you can see how playfully they twist them around in the second game. It's quite an accomplishment, I'll say that.
Radio
Honk.
broadcast.
No. That's right, there's a radio. And you can actually bring a radio with you. If you'd like. Oh, excuse me, everybody. Sorry about that.
Actually, speaking of broadcasts, you stream regularly as well, Monsieur Guru. Would you like to tell us all
Actually,
about
I do.
what you do on your channel?
Of course. I'm over at the Hidden Object Guru channel, which is where people can come to find various content about the Dark Pictures franchise. But, in addition to that, I also stream every night where we play straight through a game for the first hour every stream, and then the second stream we'll play whatever cool new things we got sent that week. It's a very much a variety stream because basically if anybody sends me anything, I'll be happy to play it. Right? And for the game we're playing through, I always let people vote on it. So
Yeah.
we have a very good system, I think.
Yes.
Yes, you have powered up the radio.
Oh, that's lovely.
Nice.
That's good music.
Isn't it nice? Yeah, and you can keep it with you for the rest of your trip. Broadcasting music. You can hang it over your bed.
Yeah, I was actually
And
wondering.
this is a
if we
nice
could,
touch
like,
people aren't
sleep.
going to see in this stream, so I'll just tell them about it. Every time you quit the game, you can quit and go home. When you come back, your character will be, like, napping on the bed while you were taking a break with the game.
That is.
It's such a nice touch.
That is adorable.
Yeah, so you can't go to sleep, but if you quit the game, this character will go take a nap.
Just like, the boss ain't watching. I'm on union break.
Exactly. Oh no, I love this character. Everything about this game, though. It is such an accomplishment. Oh, excuse me. You're always going to entertain. Like, I was default going to enjoy the idea of hanging out on a land boat. This goes and does so many interesting things with it. So you do have to, I mean, it is very much, train logic. You are going to have to spend a crazy amount of time refueling this bad boy.
Oh, that's as someone who grew up addicted to Thomas the Tank Engine, this isn't a problem.
Yeah. And literally just constantly throwing coal and lumber into the boiler. Keep that thing going.
Yeah, that actually makes me think of Dishonored 2. It looks like the whale oil almost, but hopefully is
Little,
more
yeah.
ethically sourced than that. Hopefully.
I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, it really does have the glowing blue of the whale oil in that game.
I mean, if Deathloop can be Dishonored 3, this could be Dishonored 4. That means the series finally goes out on an up note again.
Damn, take that, Deathloop. Yeah, I've rarely seen as divisive a game as Deathloop.
Yeah, it's...
Such fervent defenders, such vociferous detractors, all the same game.
And the amazing thing is, most of the detractors are people like me who love Arcane's other stuff, which is the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Really is. Oh, you made it to the wind farm! This is the chillest game.
And speaking of wins, you can also sometimes catch me over at Hoguru's streams. We do a bunch of co-op stuff. And we have probably the last ever made Let's Play of Battleborn. Poor Battleborn.
We got in right under the line.
Yeah, seriously.
It was legit close. And we almost didn't finish it in time before those servers went down. Like, I think we had like 5 weeks left before the game disappeared forever.
Yeah, such a shame.
Yes. Yeah, you gotta make sure the clip goes in when you're putting up those sails.
There we go.
Yeah, that is the one thing. The sails are much easier to use in the sequel. I'll say that much. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but the sails are definitely easier.
I didn't mean to shut
game number 2.
Okay. No. No, I just want to sit on the front of my ship.
As well you should. You're the king of the world. Okay.
Yeah, you can make a screensaver out of this so easily.
That's the thing. I don't know that there's a frame of the game when you hit the pull back button. It wouldn't be a perfect desktop. Or like just get a loop.
Yes!
This thing going at full speed with the sails out. Get a loop of that, and it's the perfect screensaver, you know?
Oh yeah, that's actually yaks. Oh, they're getting out of the way of the road. Ooh, there's a thing.
Yep. Watch out for those yaks. Don't worry, you can't hurt the yaks. All human have a civilization has collapsed. There's plenty of yaks running around.
So that's what the new Yakuza is about?
Oh, God. Oh, why do I put up with it? Terrifying monster, you.
I'm just yakking about.
Oh, God. Oh, excuse me.
If it makes you feel any better, Crafty, Catran, yeah, she knows your pain. Oh, gosh.
Okay, good. That is good to know.
She has actually received far worse puns. Which is probably terrifying to hear for anyone listening.
And Lazy Writer wants to know if the yaks can talk back. Ugh. Can't escape this.
My question
I'm
is...
on all sides surrounded by this nonsense.
To distract themselves in this post-human world, do the yaks play You Don't Know Yak?
Oh, God. See? Oh. Oh, my God. All right. Look at you go. It's just such a beautiful piece of design, this ship. It looks so good.
A fresh start.
Mm-hmm. I'll see how that turned out.
Steam engine.
Yep. Steam tractor. Like that wouldn't work very well.
You'd burn most of your crops on the way to and from.
Yeah, you know, you're like the corn has got to be fuel or food. It can't be both.
But you can argue that you are using ethanol-based gas then.
That's true. You know, at least it's not as toxic for the environment. It's only slightly less toxic.
Ooh, that broke a thing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
No,
That's why it's so important to keep the camera pulled back so you can see when you're about to run into something.
I was curious because we're almost done here. It's like, okay, so what happens if I just let it hit? And it's like, oh, fire!
Screws up your whole boat, yes. Yeah, so you got to put out the fire before it'll work again, and you have to repair it. Yeah, no, they thought all of it through. Again, that's the genius of this game. They truly thought all of it through. In a way that how many games ever do. Every part of this has been carefully crafted and tuned to be the best version of it that it can be. So yeah, I have a lot of good things to say about this game.
Yeah.
But I only have them to say because it's perfect. Just gets it.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at all this and just... Yeah, I have not seen
Okay, what you're
something
not
like this.
noticing, what you're not noticing is that that's a pressure plate on the ground there.
Ah, thank you.
A big red pressure plate, which you have missed just a little.
Let's move over just a touch. There we go.
Yep, works nicely. You are good to go.
I think it must be said also, this protagonist never skips leg day.
Oh my god, like, when you see some of the stuff they gotta do later in the game, you will know what I'm talking about. By the way, be prepared for just one of the best looking elevators you've ever seen. Oh, you're watching it now. Okay. Just swinging it around like that, and then cranking it up with this giant gear in the background. Again, great job by the game's...
Oh yeah, the sound design.
God, Moth.
Yeah.
Not just the sound design is incredible, but it's like, what I love is how consistent all of the world's technology is. It all makes perfect sense, and it all looks exactly right. Finally gonna use the winch! Yay!
Alright. Let's see. Up and away.
Right. Okay. You got this.
Right now I've got this gasoline.
Gasoline is very useful. I love the way the main character's poncho works as a parachute to slow them when they jump from a fatal height. Such a nice choice.
Yes.
Such a cute little detail.
I do love that so much the gasoline is in crates, because it's like, oh, it's dehydrated gasoline. Gotcha. Right.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to read it. I always wondered if I was just burning lumber.
It's like, yeah, you just gotta add a little milk to it.
Gasoline ready to go, just add milk. I'm not getting milk in the post-apocalypse. Did you not see all the yaks?
Yep.
Oh, clever.
And I'm sure everyone's wondering, okay, but how do you make this profitable? Well, you see, that's where the Yakuza come in.
Oh. Alright, now you're gonna get the most important upgrade since the sales.
Like, I just got the trophy. Suck it up.
Yep. Now, when you're, you just have to hang out at the back of the ship. When you see that there's some items on the ground that need to be picked up to use for fuel.
Oh, it sucks it up.
Instead of shopping the... Yeah, and you have to remember to turn it on. Turn it off, because it does use energy, but anytime to just hang out at the back of the ship, and anytime you see something to pick up, hit that button and boom. Snatches up all of the fuel. Then you can sort at your leisure. It's really handy.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
I think it's fair to say that you were as taken by Farlone sales as I was.
Oh yeah, there's no question here. This is good stuff. Alright, let's try and suck up our first box.
Give it a go.
Beautiful.
Start it early. Yeah. That's smooth.
Oh yeah.
The thing is, honestly, you can just leave that on a lot of the time because you're going to be getting so much extra fuel that you don't have to worry too much about the fuel it's depleting.
Yes, very nice. They're starting to get some wind. Okay.
Yep.
But
Free to turn the sails back on.
that said, we are reaching the end of our
You're right, we
stream.
are wrapping up.
So
Okay.
my question is, in addition to all of the video work that you do, where can people find your writing?
Oh, right, yeah, I'm sorry. Over at GameCritics.com, I write plenty of reviews there. Check it out. I'm right now working on a review of the new Atelier game. Big fan of that Atelier franchise. And of course, I write a lot of movies. So go see Butchers, or Come True, or Powerhouse, or a bunch of Lifetime original thrillers that I'm not going to tell you the titles of. You have to search those out for yourself.
Fantastic. And
Not that I'm ashamed of anything I've done for money. Maybe just don't promote some as many as I do other. Oh, and of course, for the big one, I am the co-host of the Profiling Criminal Minds podcast, the internet's only Criminal Minds podcast.
And it's most in-depth by far.
Well, yeah, no, we've covered every episode. And at some point, some money person is going to make the cast do one of those recap podcasts. I can guarantee their official recap podcast will not go as in-depth or be as good as our podcast. Pointedly, we're 100% going to be doing a response podcast where we listen to their episodes and criticize them talking about their own show.
Oh my.
We're crazy people. That's 100% going to happen.
And from madness comes forth brilliant creativity.
All right. Thank you again for having me on this. This has been fantastic, especially, I'm glad we managed to find two games that I am weirdly passionate about that you hadn't played.
Yeah, there's just
Thought that was going to be difficult, but it weren't surprisingly easy to find them.
Oh, I know, because for those who haven't seen our earlier stuff, we are constantly throwing game recommendations at each other regularly. So yeah, it was it was interesting finding these two, but I think they were the perfect two for tonight. And for all those watching, please be sure to check out the Hidden Object Gurus channel, and be sure to subscribe here for next week, where we'll be with a new guest exploring two brand new games from the backlog.
Cannot wait to find out what they are.
And for Hidden Object Guru, and for myself, and for Boss Level, I bid ye a good night.